All right, here I am. All right. So yeah, like I said, um, we're gonna continue to press forward. Like I said, that's what we do over here. Network, communicate, all right, build connections. Told you, everything is gonna be good relations. Good relations is good business. Like I said, I'm a businessman. I know what I'm doing. You understand? And like I said, this is like an election. Okay. And it's that simple. So, and I'm winning. I'm winning completely. I mean, I got pretty much the whole valley behind me and supporting me, which is super cool. I got, it kind of looks like people are doing double takes when they're looking at me sometimes. And I don't know how to react because I'm not used to it. I'm not used to the fame and stuff, so it's kind of difficult for me. But but I'm trying to get used to it. It takes time, to acclimate. But yeah, we out here building, man. We out here building. We out here making a difference. Like I said, I'm a real activist, and we just keep on pushing. We keep on graduating to another level. Hold on. See what they say. But yeah, like I said, we just keep on pushing forward, man. You know what I mean? We keep on building every day. God is building me more and more every day. It's a beautiful thing, man. It really is. It's really a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? But that's what I was saying earlier. God just keeps on training me. Let me help her out. Cool deal. So yeah, like I said, we're going to continue to move forward. We're going to continue to progress. We're going to continue to build. Like I said, I'm going to be making, more connections all across the board. Hopefully, yeah. Just let me know if you're in here. If not, I can send the link too. But yeah, we gonna stay pushing forward. You understand? We gonna stay building. It's just been amazing how God is training me, how God is working on me, and truly, like I said, it's hard to explain, but it's not. It just all continues to build. Hold on, let me see, make sure. All right, but yeah, it's just crazy. Like all the knowledge keep on coming to me. Um, all of it came to me, man. I didn't ask for nothing. I didn't ask for none of this. Hey there. Cool, you found it. So how's things been going? Like I said, just try to talk in general terms, you know what I mean? It's just because it's the internet and we have a lot of jellies. Ah, we got a lot of jellyfish that they focus on me a little bit too much. So yeah, you know how it is. But you can talk freely, talk all you want in that chat room. And see, I keep telling you folks, y'all don't get like talk to everybody, man. I don't make too many connections, but I tend to make some here and there, and they're usually pretty pretty meaningful. You know what I mean? But, that's the thing. I'm very choosy about my company. I'm choosy about my friends. I'm from the hood, man. Like, I got taught early. I learned early on my own to choose my friends. I've been through too much. That's what people don't get. People, don't understand. I really come from that background, so I think a little bit differently than most. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, I'm good people. Hi there. How you doing, Susie? Was it busy as hell? Yeah. Are you tired or what? I've been exhausted. How you doing, Susie? Susie Q. Everybody's here tonight. We're gonna have a Batman party tonight. But yeah, what was I saying? Long story short, I've just been exhausted because I just keep pushing harder and harder on the training, and as you can see, I'm clearly built differently than most, and I don't complain about it. I mean, I need it, for me, I need the training. I'm like Mike Tyson. I got to have it. I got to do it. I mean, I wanted to do it today. I want to do it every day if I could, but I'm just learning that it helps me to take a break. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I understand that. I deal with that all the time on here. So it's kind of similar. It's probably worse on here by far, but because it's the internet, people could get away with more. But yeah, I go through it every day on here. Um, the best policy for that is you got to just learn to be patient. You know, that's the hardest thing. You got to learn to be patient with people, and as hard as it is, and me personally, I tend to let people know, but that's just me. You got to stand up for yourself too, but in the right way. You don't want to be like that one waitress that stood up for herself and then she ended up going to jail. You know what I mean? Hi there. How are you doing? Is it Aaron? I don't know which one you're talking about. But yeah, that's what people tell you. People will be like, well, you can't let them get to you. I think it's a little deeper than that. I don't think it's so much. I don't think that people should just, get to talk and run their mouth and you just sit there and take it and put up with it. I don't agree with that. That's the thing with jobs is, they give you so many rules. And, I respect, like, I respect, anybody's job. That's why, like, wherever I walk into, I'm respectful. Like, if you tell me to do something, I'm going to listen, because I'm going to respect anybody, you and your job. You know what I mean? But jobs in general just, they make a lot of rules and they want you to do what they want. And it's just, it's difficult. And then, yeah, you got to deal with different people and how they're talking and stuff. I did cash register. I've been through all sorts of stuff. So trust me, I've worked millions of jobs. So definitely understand how it is. Uh, but I love what I do right now, and there's still, issues like that and roadblocks, but every day, but I love what I do right now. It's cool, don't pay a whole lot, but it has a major effect. And I operate at a very high level, like a much higher level than most people. I get a lot done. So it's more about what I can accomplish and, the progress that I'm building. Not so concerned about the money. God will give me the money. You know what I mean? And a lot of opportunities can come from this. That's the thing, So that's kind of my thing. Like when I talk to people, that's why it's hard for me to have conversations with some people and some folks, because it's like when I sit down at a table, a lot of people don't grasp the amount of power I have, that it's very real. I'm not just talking like, like I say I run the streets. I mean, I run the streets. I say I'm taking over everything. That's what I'm doing. I mean, it's just different, and that's the thing. People are not used to that. People are not used because of the work paradigm, because of corporate America. There's so much about taking your power away as a human being, right? To where, you know, it just is what it is. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's hard to explain. Yeah, we don't do that over here, brother. See what I'm saying? See what I'm talking about? Exactly what you just commented just happened right there. Again, they know very well the rules here when you walk into my company. This is my company. Get that right. You walk into my media company, right? That's what we use everything and we build. You understand? You already know the rules. You were listening, right? It was said 8 million times. Okay. So, like I said, and I'm talking to the other individual on here. But yeah, that's what people do. You got to just focus on you. You got to stack your money, get your paper, and focus on what you're doing. And to me, it's all about, and this is what I try to teach folks, and everybody is it's all about investing in yourself. It's all about finding another direction where you can build for you. You know what I mean? And that's the whole point. Like, that's what the point is with this. Like, it don't matter to me how much money I make yet, because I keep pushing and I'm sticking with it and it's working. And to me, that's all that matters, because I'm building something that I own. Nobody owns me. Nobody runs me. I own this. You know what I mean? It's a very big deal. And like I said, not only do I own it, but I have no jurisdiction. And I literally, like, we operate above the feds for real. Like, I have all the power in the world. No one controls me. I do what I want to do. And I'm the real monster. So it's like different. And there's going to be a lot of folks in the public that don't want to comprehend that, don't want to understand it, don't want to embrace it. That's what people do. They try to talk reality away. You feel what I'm saying? And like, that's fine for certain individuals, you know? Like I said, it's just like over here, you could be an individual who sent a super chat before. Doesn't matter. We have rules here. You follow them. If I have to ask you to follow the rules, nope, not how it works. You understand? So account gets blocked. We move forward. It doesn't matter who you are. You got to understand, you're walking into somebody's business. This is common sense. You see what I'm saying? So when folks walk into my business, you will be very respectful. You understand? And you will follow the rules. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, we continue to move forward. We continue to do the impossible with God, right? I appreciate you being here, Bree. Thank you. Um, are you still watching? I don't know. You can type something if you'd like. Um, but yeah, we just continue to push, man. Like I said, we're going to be making a whole lot of connections. We're going to be talking to a whole lot of people. I'm trying to get the whole valley involved, actually. That's the thing, when people say, what did they say? Remember, they said, well, it's a choice to be alone. No, it isn't. It was never my choice. Like, literally, God had me in this position for a reason, first of all, because that's what happens when you're a chosen one, right? But I never chose to be alone. Not at all. You know what I mean? But it's all about timing and divine timing. And now is the timing that I'm just starting to kind of come out of my shell. And, I've been very alienated and very isolated for a long time. That's why they depict Bruce Lee as the way he was depicted. I mean, Bruce Wayne, as the way he was depicted, that, like, he never came outside or talked to anyone. You know what I mean? And it's kind of the same principle, but like, I'm starting to actually come out the woodwork now, and there's several reasons as to why, but my deal is, I mean, I've done everything folks have asked of me. I've been nothing but respectful. I've shown love and support. Folks have to be here in front of me. Other than that, anything people are talking about, I don't care what it is. It's nonsense and it's a waste of my time. It's just that simple. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. These folks are sitting there and they're just, pretending. Like, you can pretend all you want. Nobody and nothing controls me, though. I'm completely uncontrollable. This is what you have to understand. Cool. I just wanted to make sure you didn't think I was talking to you. I was talking to the other individual in here. And like I said, I don't know if they've super chatted before. That don't matter. I don't care if you donate. I don't care if you super chat. Go make a new account, buddy. You want to come back here, you make a new account and you follow my rules. You understand? Like I said, like, this is a business. So we keep everything one way and we move forward. You understand? So that's what I'm saying. The reason that they do that is they're trying to disguise it, showing fake love, right? That's what people do. So these narcissists, these narcs, they get online, right? They got nothing better to do. They sitting there, they eating they Reese's, eating they Reese's and they strawberry shortcake cookies. You know how it is. Mm-hmm. This is what they do. Y'all think I'm playing, okay? So they get on there and they're out of shape and they don't work out and they don't train and they watching me and all my workout videos and they probably in their feelings while they eating their Snickers. Facts. Say that. That's exactly what it is. So like I said, we let them do what they do, right? And is what it is. All I do, just remind you, this is what it is. Really, there's no reminders. I mean, like I said, it's just what it is. Things are going to run smoothly here on my business. Ain't the way it should be? Ain't that the way it should be? Always. I don't care who it is with anybody. That's the way it should be. So, like I said, this is a business, brother. You can go make a new account. And at this point, no, you're going to have to pay me. That simple. You're going to have to donate. I don't care what it is. Donate, super chat, do something, right? You understand? And that's how it works with me. That's what people don't get. When you mess up with me, much less, because you're playing games, that's cool. Now you're going to have to pay me some money. Straight up. You're going to have to pay me. You understand? So, like I said, folks got to understand you got to get self-respect and self-worth and self-value. It'll go a long way. You understand what I'm saying? You understand? This is the difference between success and failure. Like, do you acknowledge people and folks who aren't a part of the discussion? Do you acknowledge folks that don't have an identity? Do you acknowledge folks that don't have a seat at the table? We don't. That's why we're successful. See what I'm saying? Nobody can come into this show and then start doing what they want. It don't work like that. It's the same way out here in these streets in reality. Anybody want to do anything or move at all, they move with my permission. You don't do anything unless I tell you you can. Straight up. That's the truth. And that's why all these people are shook. That's why they feel the way they do. I don't care. Feel whatever way you want. We live in a free country and a free world. And if one dude is strong enough and can stand up and control everything like I control the streets and has that kind of power and that kind of business acumen and is just ruthless, right? Then that's what it is. You can't do anything about it. You can whine, complain all day, but the man runs everything around you. And it's contradictory on their aspect because they all want to talk about this and that and talk about the cartel and how tough they are. But when somebody really tough comes right here in front of them, who's a cowboy, and this is my state and my ancestors built it, and literally, and all this soil y'all are walking on belonged to me, all of it, because we built this state, literally, okay? And you don't know what it took to build this country and this state. So if you have that guy in front of you, now you just got to deal with it. That's how we move. That's how my father raised me. See, I'm not asking no questions. I'm coming in on some power takeover stuff. I'm not asking nobody to back me. I'm not asking nobody to be with it. I didn't ask permission for nothing. I just came in and did what I did. You understand? That's the difference. You understand? I'm a real nice guy. I'm a good guy to the people who are good to me, to the good people. What did he ask Bruce Wayne? He said, what is your purpose? What are you here for? What do you want to gain? What are you trying to do? He said, instill fear in the hearts of those who try to, or to put fear in the hearts of those who try to instill fear in others. You understand? Or instill fear in the hearts of those who try to put fear in others. You understand? So that's what we're here to do. Batman is a monster, bro. I'm a walking nightmare. There's nothing nice about me. Nobody ever said I have to be nice. Nobody ever said I have to be a cute little teddy bear. Nobody ever said that. I didn't come here to make friends. I came here to make money. You understand? I'm a gangster and I'm the mob. I don't care what anyone tells you. I don't care what people want to make up. I came up hard, right? And I came up on all these street corners and all these blocks. There's not a street corner I can't walk in any place out here that, like I said, I ain't already got history on and I ain't been in the mix. I'm the real deal. And people know now, and now word is carrying. You understand? Like, that's cool. I didn't come on the internet and fake it till I make it. I didn't come on here and talk. I was putting in work in the street for years, for decades, before I even said a word on here. Before I ever said, let me go ahead and grab this fame of mine that I earned and connect the dots and have everybody paying attention and watching it. That's what folks don't understand. I didn't fake it. You know what I mean? I'm not these other fake politicians. I'm a street dude. You know what I mean? I just am smart as hell. And that's the difference. I mean, when you have education, how do you think they win against street dudes half the time? With the corrupt system, with the system. You know what I mean? They use the system, they implement what they implement, they use their backwards talk or legalese, if you want to call it that, don't they? What do they do in these courtrooms? Serve injustice. What they do. I mean, you know, who are you, to be honest, who are you to decide justice for anyone? I mean, I just heard more stories today of people just getting a completely unfair shake. And then y'all wonder why I keep telling you I stay away from people, stay away from everybody. I'm just real choosy about who I let in my circle, about who I talk to, who I communicate with. So, you know, that's a compliment and a good thing if I'm talking to you and I'm giving you that opportunity or chance or trust. It's a good thing, because trust me, not too many people get the chance. I don't really be dealing with people, and that's my thing. I'm very private, very independent. I'm that man. Yeah. And it is what it is. So we're going to continue to move forward, right? And like I said, God is just building me like every day. God is my trainer, and for me, it's just been amazing. It's been amazing because it couldn't get no better, man. Right now, He's teaching me breath work. I'm doing it right now. I've been trying to do it all day because I've been having major issues just because of what I went through physically. You know what I mean? I go through stuff, every day. I went through it today, bad. You know, it is what it is. You know, like that's what I'm saying. Like people be talking so much, brother. I got problems, major problems, just like everybody got problems. I'm a normal person. I'm a normal dude. That's why y'all so funny to me on the internet, because I'm not a dude who's hiding. I'm not a dude who's saying, "Oh, I'm a celebrity and this and that." I'm a dude who's right down the street from all y'all. All y'all. I'm a trip away. You feel me? That's why it's so funny, because I'm always like, "Well, I'm right here. Anybody want to talk to me? What's goody?" Folks don't want to talk to me. Folks be ducking me because everybody's terrified of me. Folks run from me. This is the truth. I'm the real deal. And it's crazy because I actually try to come off more calm and docile with people because I know I have that presence already. It's not what I'm about. I'm about, love and prosperity and peace and being a good person. But I was just raised to be a real man, and I'm never going to go against what my father taught me. And, it's just like if you're in a relationship, all these so-called women, I mean, your man should be feared and respected. If he's not feared, he's not a man. That's what people don't understand. And that's just the truth. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm a totally different guy. I'd be two total opposite sides of the spectrum. And I think people understand that. And that's why everybody says hi to me. A lot of people are nice. I think they know, but like that element has to be there. If it's not there, I mean, you have to have it, man. It's for protection. And that's what I do. Protect people. I've been protecting people my entire life, and I protect Gotham. For talk. And for now, this is Gotham. It's going to expand. It is. It's going to expand. But yeah, I'm working on breath work, working on trying to be calm, which is very hard for me. When you've been through a whole lot, people want to identify and label it. Bro, I'm going through that times 8 million. Y'all don't understand. And these things, you can work on them. I'm not sure if everything can be healed. I like to believe everything can, because love heals, Jesus heals, God heals. Is that not the truth? Good talk. That's what people don't get about me. I've been through hell and back. I just came out of a whole full scale, what. Okay, real talk. I ain't got to explain it. I just won against male, female, witches, coven, the entire Illuminati, all the Bavarian Freemasons, and that's what folks do who can't catch up. And they feelings that was their idea. Oh, well, let's say that he's not making sense. So you're gonna come over here and type after every word I say, and you think you're making me look some way? What? That's funny as hell. Oh my goodness. So what does that mean? What is that statement saying when they do that, right? You got to start looking at people's actions. It means they scared. It means they know I'm the real deal. They've always known I'm the real deal. That's why they do that. Because, oh, you feel some way because I'm real. because everything I've been through is real, because everything I'm doing is real. All my experiences that I've told you, some of them, a lot of stuff I've kept to myself. That's what people don't get. I don't do much talking. I keep my mouth closed, bro. I'm a street dude. Like, I really don't be talking at all. That's what people don't understand. So the little that I've explained to you and told you, and people already like, bro, he's a real gangster and a thug. Like I said, that's nothing. That's an inkling of what I'm about. Seriously. And that's what people don't get. I'm not crazy. I'm a genius. There's a big difference. I'm not crazy. I know what I'm doing. You understand? And I don't claim to have all the answers. I don't. But God does. You understand? And that's what I'm on. Everything is with God. See, me, you don't catch me in a bunch of fake drama no more. I've been in plenty of drama. I'm the meaning of it. I used to be like Biggie Smalls, like, I bring the drama. That was me. Real talk. Yeah, I'm not playing at all. Yeah. So that's what folks don't get. Like, now you can see it in my eyes. Like, no, now I just be real easy going and nice. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that's hard for me that I'm working on, because all it takes is like one little thing. You know what I mean? Somebody looking at me wrong, somebody saying the wrong thing to me, and that other side of me just come out immediately. I let somebody know today. I don't care where I'm at, bro. Like, I'm me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stay being me. I don't care how people feel about, oh, don't do this, that. I'll do what I want. I'm me. I know me. You know what I mean? I trust me. You know what I mean? I could tell, my spirit can tell when I got enemies around me. You know what I mean? I'm not fake, but other people are. You know what I mean? And the thing is with me, I'm real as it get, because it's all proven in front of you. It's also all documented. That's what people don't want to talk about. My deal was everybody went against me. All the people closest to me, they all went against me for no reason, because they were jelly. That's why. Because I was buying cars like I was going to the grocery store. So then they want to rewrite a false testament and tell me what my reality is. My reality is that I defeated everyone and I won. That's all it is. You understand? Like I said, I don't got nothing going on at all. Other people do. Everything for me, peaceful, calm. That's the way I'm going to keep it every day. And that's what I do. I protect, right, myself. I protect, that everything is peaceful, because that's what I want. And that's what people don't understand. It's crazy because y'all got these folks on YouTube talking about it, but they never lived it. They talking about it. Meanwhile, you talking about exactly me. Right. I've been through it my entire life. And all I want now is calm and just, peaceful circumstances. Hold up. Got a spider or something. Some kind of insect. There's all sorts of bugs out here. But yeah, like, that's all I want. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I'm the real deal, bro. I'm an actual super ninja. And that's what folks don't get. Because you look at me, you would never tell the difference. And that just makes me even more powerful, because I'm a chameleon that can blend in. What did Jason Bourne do? Jason Bourne would wear a little hat, little cap, like my dad would. My dad was always dressing down. He'd wear like collared shirts with like a Cubs cap. Why? Because my dad was a very powerful man, and he knew it. He was a lot like me, like maybe worse. My dad was something else, and that's the thing. I learned. What do you think I learned it all from? I learned a lot from my father. I also learned a lot just from my life. So that's a hell of a mixture. And that's why, every time you hear about me, you hear power. Hear the name Sneed, you hear a power move. Every time. It don't matter what happened. You hear my name in it, my name gonna ring bells. People gonna say, oh, that's Tyree Sneed. All right. Everything is power. You know what I mean? That's the way I move, in power. Who do you think taught me that? Well, my father, yeah, but God. You know what I mean? Both of them. You know what I mean? They're saying the boss is the next Tupac. You were saying that, Ace. You're always saying that. You've been saying for years that I'm the next Tupac. I look exactly like him if you actually pay attention. I'm just, this. Do I not? Look at the facial structure. If it wasn't for the hair, because I've had fades, I've had, bald head. You know what I mean? Like like look, it looked just like the album cover. Thank you. So you're so interesting to listen to. Yeah, I mean, I don't even try to be. This is really my life. I'm not trying to act or impress anyone. I'm being honest with you. This is who I am. And I'm not going to lie to someone. It's just like anybody I talk to. You know, you talk to me, you deal with me in whatever way you want, regard you want. I'm going to keep it a buck with you and tell you the truth about who I am. You know, I'm a very patient guy. I'm extremely loving, extremely caring, very good person. I'm all about just love. That's all I got in me is protection and love, you know. But that's why I do what I do, you know, and I just got raised, you know, to be a monster. My dad was something else. That's what y'all don't get. A lot of it comes from my father. My dad, you know, everybody was scared out here of my father. My father was like 6'6", big dude, country, another kind of strength, very scary, tough individual. So I'm actually the little one. That's what y'all don't get. I'm the little one that was always kind of, you know, nervous with him because he was a lot bigger than me. That's what y'all don't get. You know, it just at some point, you know, the tables have to turn in, you know, any way, shape, and form, and it just is what it is. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You know, I just stay in my lane. But yeah, I'm telling you the truth about who I am and my life. You know what I mean? I pay attention to everything, bro. I'll be noticing everything. Like I understand what other folks on. I just don't care. Like that's the thing. You know how many people, like I said, are invested in my downfall? It ain't just me. It's God's children. It's God's people. You know, that's what people don't understand. We are here on a spiritual playing field. Okay, so that's what this is all about. You know, so for those of you, for the people who work 9 to 5s, there's nothing wrong with it, and it's a good thing. And you know, we have to. Like, I'm even maybe looking for work on top of what I'm doing. But my point is, this is about spiritual awakening. Um, this is about what's truly important because the 9 to 5s are not important. They're just not. They're irrelevant. It's just part of the corporate system in corporate America, you know. And that's the difference between me and a lot of people. You know, people at a job, they take seriously, and I want y'all to really listen to what I'm saying so you could try to grasp it because it's a real thing. I'm trying to teach you something, and it takes waking up to understand it. And the way I woke up, I went through some crazy stuff out there in Atlanta, and I told y'all what happened. Okay, so you know, I'm not going to go over that again clearly, but I actually woke up, and my point is, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters in this realm or this life other than God and waking up. And a lot of people are not going to understand that or understand me. So for those of you who even try to, I'm very appreciative. You know, I don't live my life based off of jobs. I live my life based off of God. I truly believe I'm the son of God. I know I'm the Messiah. You know what I mean? I think there's been several of us. Why would he not send a savior? Why would he not do that? He wants to save you. He cares about everyone. He has love for humanity. Of course, he's going to send saviors and messiahs, soldiers. That's what Batman is. That's something I learned. I didn't know that. I watched Batman all the time. You know, I didn't know I was going to become Batman. I think I knew it in the back of my mind. I could always feel it. I didn't know it, you know. And that's the thing, you know. The Valley in Brownsville, a lot of people in society, they're going to always, some people are always going to lean on that and try to dismiss it. But now they're starting to realize, oh, he's serious. See, they thought I was playing. They thought this was a joke. And then they start paying attention. They're like, no, he's really Batman. Like, yeah, I'm not out here acting. This is not for the Valley. This is not for your entertainment. This is who I am. I'm doing this for eternity. This is my career. Okay. So, yeah, I shut down corruption. I come up against criminals in the street, hard body, and I win. I come up against everybody. My stand is against crime and corruption. I already run everything. I got all the power already. I'm the most feared, most well respected, most dominant man in existence. That's who I am. You understand? And like I said, I'm a nice guy, you know, and that's all that's all that I want. I don't want people to think that they have to walk on eggshells with me or that I'm a super friendly guy, man. I'm easygoing, very gentle. I'm just a good dude, man. You know what I mean? But, you know, I have that other side of me and I use it and I reserve it for when it's necessary. You know what I mean? So, and it's all about protection, you know? So that's been the kind of the thing and the concept because, you know, you put me around normal people. I was always in a situation where I had to fend for myself. Okay. I was always in a situation where I had to protect you all, protect other people at my expense. I've been through hell. That's what people don't get. I've really stood on my own, you know, and that's what I believe in, standing up on your own 2 feet. A lot of people are too dependent on others. You know, I'm all for connection, but like I said, you got to learn to stand on your own. It's a cold world. You're on your own in it a lot. You got to learn how to stand up for yourself. And that's all I'm saying. If you work a job, you work a 9 to 5, don't let anybody talk to you anyway. Make sure you stand up for yourself. And that's the difference, A lot of people take it seriously. I don't. I take folks working seriously. I'll respect you and your job and your career and what you do for sure. But I don't take them seriously, you know. I don't take managers seriously. I don't take supervisors seriously, you know, because it's nothing to take serious. It isn't. It's a joke, all of it. And I know because I've been all through it, bro. I've been all through the labor market, man. I've built warehouses for people, built bars. I did all that, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know, y'all know about me. You heard about me, like, bro, it don't matter to me, bro. Doesn't matter to me who you are, what your little fake title is. That's irrelevant. And that's why this became my career. It had to, you know. What I'm building is an empire. It's already built. Infrastructure is already there. I got bat caves indoor and outdoor. Y'all don't know me. You don't know anything I got going. Like I said, billions in equity, mansion in the state, over 2,000 in jewelry, 530 on my wrist, got you pissed. Mineral rights, oil royalties, my own car lot I pay over $100 for every month. They say I talk real fast, but if you listen, I have to slow down for you to catch up, huh? You understand? So somebody who thinks at that rate, listen how quick that was. You think that I can't win in the street? It's exactly what I did. But I did it in the ghetto in the hood where it's real. Then I took it, to all these other areas. This is all what you taught me. This is all where I learned when y'all left me in the hood in the ghetto to fend for myself when no one cared. See the point? I have a message. I'm a messenger. I have a message. I want people to hear what I went through. I want people to hear the truth of the world. And still to this day, that's my only issue is it's like people could be so much more helpful. People could be so much more loving, so much more caring, so much more real. I don't have anybody doing anything for me. I don't have people looking out for me. I need help, but real help. You know what I mean? Not from anyone who's not trying to help me, for sure, not from a fake system. I don't want nothing from you. You're all corrupt. And that's what I do. I put illegal organizations out of business. That's what I do for a career. And I'm a civilian. You understand? The difference between me and anyone who works a job, nothing's stopping me from doing whatever I want. That's what you have to understand. I have real power. I'm not on here talking. People know. The streets know. The whole world know. I've done my thing all over the U.S. You understand? People know me everywhere as being the same dude. That's why one of my friends in Austin, I see some animal up there. Might be a cat. One of my friends in Austin, some chick, she just told me, she said, people like you up here. Oh, it's a doggy. Nice doggy. What a cute little doggy. Oh, that's somebody. He's got pajamas on. What the hell do you got on, boy? He's so cute. Oh, you're growling? What are you upset about? Where are you from, dog? He's just standing there looking. You got lost? Where do you need to go? Poor dog. Yeah, he's somebody's, bro. I think. I don't know. That's crazy. I can't do anything about it right now. But he's got a little thing where you can tell he's just a cute little dog. He got pajamas on. And that's what I'm talking about, bro. I don't know what's up with them and animals out here. Y'all got to take better care of your animals, bro. He's just out here by himself, bro. Like, what am I supposed to do? I can't do anything. Real talk, I literally can't. If I could, I would. I don't know who he belonged to. How he get out like that? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that's why for me, that's what my career is. My career is helping people. Like if I could help, I would. I can't right now, and I got my own stuff. I'm carrying bags. Like I got to get in and do what I got to do. You know what I mean? I don't. I can't. You know what I mean? There's only so much you can do sometimes, and you have to accept that fact. You do. You know. So that's my thing. Like I be a hero for people and a hero for the community. But I don't let folks take advantage of me, and you shouldn't either. You know, people's decisions are their own responsibility. You know, that's the truth. That's what people don't understand. People gonna do what they do regardless. Regardless. Right? Bree, are you still here? I was gonna ask you what you all thought about the channel, if you wanted to tell them what you think about it. Because I know she told me it's really interesting. Yeah, I mean it's just the truth. This is my life, you know. I'm Batman. That's my life. I didn't choose anything. I've been this since I was born. I just didn't know it. I keep telling people the truth. God spelled it out for me word for word. He told me your identity's been protected and hidden for your own safety for most of your life. You know, I had a message the other day come through. All these messages from God. I'm not just saying that. I mean it. You know what I mean? Irresponsible owners. Right. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's sad, bro. You know what I mean? Poor dog, bro. Like, I really want to help it too, but I can't, bro. Like, literally can't. We can't do anything about it right now, you know? But what was I saying? You could tell it's such a nice dog, you know what I mean? It's probably it's scared out here, you know? But what was I saying? Yeah, I got a message. What was it? It was Bane talking. What did he say? Oh, he was saying like the timing doesn't matter. He was saying, I mean, the timing is everything, divine timing. But he was saying how you're not late. You know, you're not late. Nothing. That's why I understand it. You know, in all the depictions, they always said, remember the guy goes when he's around them and he's doing what he's doing in that building with all the wood in it. I remember he says they're all looking and they're all scared and they're looking up trying to see where Batman is, and he's like, wait, it's this year or whatever. He's like, Batman's old. Like, I think I end up doing this into my, well, I mean, forever. I think I do this though when I'm like 60, 70, And what's funny in the depiction, it's funny how he's kind of lagging a little because he is old. I don't think that's how it's going to be though. I don't. Maybe. I don't know. But I think, I really believe I'm aging backwards, man. I think I'm going to get more active and more with it. I do. It's like a little trick, but it's not a trick. It's just a gift. But I really be aging backwards, bro. People don't understand that. God is always on time. That's very true. Very true. You know, like I said, I'm going through it right now. Bad. You can see it if you pay attention. Bad. And it's just, I don't want to go into detail, but it's just problems I have from everything I've been through. I mean, I've been through hell, man. So that's the thing with me. I just want a good circle of people around me that want to actually help and support me and what I'm doing. Um, I don't want folks that are going to question my decisions or this and that. I know what I'm doing, man. Trust me. I've run circles around everybody, including your entire government financially. I've done it all. You know what I mean? And none of it matters. I don't care about money. I'm not materialistic, but I'm very smart. I'm very bright, and I'm going to continue to use that gift. Hi, Bree. I was just asking if you wanted to tell them like how you felt about the channel, anything like that, like what your thoughts were. I know you said it was very interesting. You said, I mean, you said it in a good way. You were like, yeah, it's really interesting, But if you want, you can share that. But yeah, I'm going through it right now. Bad. Hopefully, I'll be all right. You know, but you know, what have I not been through? I mean, I look back at my life. I've been through pretty much everything. That's what folks don't get. So that's the thing. I approach everything like what it is, like I can't be stopped. That's the thing to me with the public. The public wants to make you a commodity. I'm not no commodity, bro. I'm a human being. A lot of other people, the narcs, wanted to make me their scapegoat while they hide. Yeah, I'm not nobody's scapegoat, and I ain't nobody's target, homie. You understand? I made that clear. You know what I mean? Folks don't understand. I don't have to explain it. I've already stood up to everybody. You know what I mean? I'm the real deal. Like I said, what's up? You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just different. You know what I mean? We move different, And like I said, you have a conversation with me in person, I'll talk totally different than this. I'll be someone totally different. Like, I'm sensitive. I'm a very soft individual, but that's the thing. Like, I choose who I show that to. You know what I'm saying? I choose my actions. That makes perfect sense. Just like animals do. Animals got protection mechanisms, defense mechanisms, just like anybody. I mean, what are we a lot like? Animals. That's why I'm Batman. That's what it is. I represent the whole animal kingdom. Ugh. which I don't get. I'm the hand of God, literally. I am vengeance. I'm justice. hmm it's the animal kingdom standing up. That's what y'all don't understand. It's not fake. It's happening right in front of you. Real talk. The animal kingdom should stand up. That's why I'm all for animals, man. I love animals. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. It just is what it is. But, you know, we got to do better, man, as a society, as a group, and it's just what it is. Like I said, we got a $20 super chat last night. Hopefully, we can get more folks to support. I think the next check is already up over $177. Like, this is my job. I get paid to do this. You know, I get paid to do this. This is my career and my job. Ace, Ace just said it how it is. He didn't waste no time. He said, "Don't bother people. It's a gift from God." It's the truth, though. You're right about that. It's just like with the training and the working out. I know dudes be looking at it like, how the hell can I get to that point? That's what they be asking me. That's why the minute you conversate with me, when you start asking me silly questions, I quit talking to you. That's why it perplexes a lot of dudes because I just quit talking to them. Because I'm like, you're already showing me your mentality. Like I said, these are people who own businesses down here. Like, if that's how you think, no wonder. And like I said, I text one of them the other day. He didn't say nothing. Yeah, because I answered and responded and told you reality, and I put you in your place verbally on here. Yes, I did. Proud of it. Like, who are you to ask me about anything personal? First of all, who are you to sit there and question me and then talk to me like I'm not who I am? What? Who's you talking to, bro? He wasn't talking to me like that in person. He was right out there. I met him in person. Like, they be super nice in front of you, then they get on the phone and start talking silly. What is that? You know what I mean? That's the stuff that you know what I mean? Like, bro, I ain't never tolerated. You can ask about me. That's the whole thing. I tell people straight up, pull up right in front of them. Like, tell them exactly that. People have seen me do it. I tell them, bro, he was in front of me for all these hours. If you had something to say or you want to talk greasy, you could say it. I don't know how that's out of character or out of place. That's a man. That's how a man get down. Don't get on my phone and then start talking to me some other way. Like, oh, now you think you can talk some way. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that with no grown men, bro. That's common sense. And that's the problem with this system. The system has no respect for men. That's okay. Because we already made sure everybody got to respect me. That's what it's about. Not only are you going to respect me, but I'm the man who's dismantling corporate America, your corrupt injustice system. I already defeated it, right? Single handedly, right? And I'm here to help all these folks and free my people. Free my people. Like, real talk. All these people next to Mexico, I'm here to free you. I'm here to help you. These people aren't here to help you. I'm here to help you. I never acted like the good guy. Ask about me. I'm the same, you know what, with everybody, like Clint Eastwood said. I'm not no actor. I made a conscious decision that I want to help. I did that my whole life. That's all I do is help. I'm a good guy. I just don't put up with nothing. You see what I'm saying? It's different, like, and that's the way you have to be. What you tolerate is what will continue. If you let people talk to you a certain way, they'll continue that. You feel me? If you allow folks to do what they want and run around and talk crazy, that's what they're going to do. And they're going to take full advantage of it. It's not just in jail or prison. It's anywhere. It's out here. It's whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole thing, man. People be pretending, bro. Everywhere. I don't got time for you and your pretending. You feel me? Nobody. I got time for building. But like I said, we already reached a milestone with this business. $177. Listen to me carefully. We're already over for the next check. That's coming January 21st through 26th. I do this for a career. I work hard for every dime. They don't pay well. Do you know how much hard work that takes? That's a lot. That's good money. That's good right now. I don't care what nobody says. On here, that's amazing. I'm maxing out. I make check after check after check. I'm not saying I'm rich with cash. I'm not saying I make a whole lot of money. I'm not even saying I make enough, but it's a great business. Oh, they were just saying hi. She's cool. She's nice. She said Batman. I didn't know what was going on. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like me, I'm just here to help folks. You know, that's what I want to do. It's what makes me happy, helping others. Like I said, I gave all my money to other people. That's the only reason I struggle. Like I'm really like a saint. That's what people don't get. I just don't be talking about it. I don't need to. That's what Batman is. It's exactly the way I was depicted. You know, they said with the Joker and stuff, they said, who else is going to do all this, especially for a villain, other than Batman? Right. I'm going to. You know what I mean? That might have been what she was tripping on. She might have been like thinking, like, is that really him? Because I'm not like in the bat suit. You know, that's probably why. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got your jellyfish, and then you got your people who embrace me. You know, I want to deal with the people who embrace me. I want to deal with the people who want to help me financially. I want to deal with the people who want to help me to build. You know what I mean? No Ace, but that is a good idea, and it's something that you know I wish I could work on, but I don't even have that luxury. I got to kind of get what I can get. You feel me? Real talk. Because even when I do things the right way, I still got to just get what I can get. That's another thing I need y'all's help with. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way for me to get money on here, get donations, because that's what we do. I'm a content creator, survive off donations. Okay. And like I said, I don't need to explain. I make all my own checks, make all my own money, but I'm supposed to be surviving off donations. People are supposed to support me. This is my career. I'm an entertainer. I'm a whole lot of things. I'm an angel. I'm a whole lot of things, but I'm the whole spectrum. But my whole point is that's another thing I'm trying to do, so I could go to Walmart or whatever. If y'all can help me afford it and get the money, and I can get something so that I can start, cooking the right way. I need something to cook on. You know what I mean? I don't know how much they cost. I'm sure they're quite a bit. And that's the thing. When you buy one thing, it's not just that one thing. Then you need all the stuff with it. So I would need cooking, supplies. I would need the stuff I need, right? Um, Probably give me another. I mean, I got a table. I got a big table, right? Probably, get everything fixed up a little bit, but like I still would want like another thing to put my stuff on, like maybe like a shelf, you know what I mean, that I want to use, I wanted to start like that. That way I could start cooking for myself again, like make like eggs in the morning and stuff like that. I would love to do that, to be honest. Ooh, yeah, that is not a game. Now, see, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Who does that? Are you who lost that dog? Why would you have a dog that big and that scary, right? And you see my reaction. I'm not even scared. But why would you have a dog that big and that scary in the back of a truck or in it or whatever? I think it was in the back, that can just climb down while I'm walking and then pull by me like that. Come on, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, it'd be something every day. I don't know if it's really just how these folks do things or if they just all jelly. I know they all jelly. It'd be weird, but I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing Batman ain't used to. You know what I mean? Yeah. Literally age backwards. The immortal vampire. That's right. Right now, it's just so hard on me physically, man, because I just train too much. Like, I'm training to the point that my body's just like can't even go anymore, you know? And I just keep pushing. But I took today off. That'll help me a little bit. Um, I don't know. We'll see how I feel tomorrow because I know I'm still going to be going through it. It's been going through a lot, you know, but, I try to take a day off or two because I never do. What was it really like, one day off, technically? Um, I don't know. I don't know if me and my friend are going to do something tomorrow. Maybe we'll see what happens. But, I want to make actual friends that I can go do stuff with. And hopefully you drive because I can drive. They suspended my license. They gave me fake tickets. I'll never get it back. It costs, I mean, I will eventually, I'm sure, but it costs like over 800 something. That's the only thing holding me back. That's it, and money, but that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. They act like brother, it's because of you and your corruption and your lack of know-how that I don't have my license. Like, you should just reinstate it. And I proved all my points. I proved all this, that they lied on all of it and everything. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because, like I said, I've been on top of everything the way I'm supposed to be. There's nothing for me to do. You get what I'm saying? So that's my point. Like, when people play games like this, I'm not doing anything. I ain't lifting a finger for you. Yeah, I know. God is working on me and used it all to help me. But I'm just saying, I don't drive right now. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. They act like, oh, because you don't drive, oh, you're struggling and you don't make money. Well, I make money. What's that got to do with driving? You get what I'm saying? I'm also the best driver you'll ever meet. I literally used to be like the real transporter. Why do you think it was so easy for me to transition into this? And why do you think I'm a martial artist? I was like the real transporter, literally the real thing. You know, used to drive halfway across the country in a day and a half. Yeah, real talk, not lying. It was funny as hell too. Like, I'm talking all halfway across the country in a day and a half. I was young, and they'd be stopping me and like tripping out, like, why are you in such a hurry? This and that, you keep driving like that, blah, blah, blah. And it was because I was helping people, helping my family, helping, I was saving people, but I did what I had to do. That's Batman. Batman don't ask no questions. Batman just gonna go get the job done. Batman gonna go help and save you and ask questions later. You know what I mean? That's the point. So that's why God chose me for this. I'm an angel. I'm an earth angel. I'm a literal angel walking around here. And I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've seen me do angelic, impossible things just like the films depict. You've seen what I survived. Some of it's on the channel. Look at it. If you don't take the time to look, that's the thing. Everybody's so dismissive. Social media got you so dismissive. That's why you can't even talk to the so-called women anymore half the time. They're too dismissive. They think everything is Tinder and they can just, swipe. Oh, I didn't like what you said. Swipe. That's what they do. Yeah. Curve. Yeah. Curve. But yeah, like I said, me, I'm really not much of a talker. It takes time. People got to be around me to really figure me out. I'm a lot different than this internet stuff shows and gives me credit for. Uh-oh. Scary dog. And then I'm not playing, bro. I'm going to start running if I see it. I just saw something back there. What happened to the other dog? Where did he go? Yeah, he was just loose. Like, I don't know what's up with them and animals out here. There's a bunch of weird stuff going on. I ain't gonna lie, bro. With the cats too. And then they got cats outdoor that just, mingling and moving around. It's like a zoo out here. Never know what the hell's going on. And then there's all sorts of other beautiful animals out here. There's road runners. Oh, it's beautiful out here. There was a squirrel today messing with me. He just kept looking at me. The squirrel was just looking at me like, yeah, you looking at me? And he was wagging his little bushy tail and climbing the tree. And I asked about it. I was like, what does that mean? And they were saying that, yeah, like he sees me. He's acknowledging my presence, and he's kind of scared, but it doesn't look like that because the squirrel's like so full of personality. I mean, they're quick as hell. What the hell is there to be scared of? They're so fast, it's unbelievable, you know what I mean? The squirrel. The backup dog. Yeah, we've come across Sandlot dogs as Batman. I have to tell the dog straight up in front of it. I said, this ain't Sandlot, little honey. See? Batman has a lot of dog, interaction. It's crazy. Yeah, yeah, I feel you. Me too. But yeah, like I said, we just keep pushing, man. We keep moving forward. We keep doing our thing, and I hope people learn from it. You know what I mean? But for me, yes, I'm the real Batman. Like I said, I have no jurisdiction, and I'm operating all over the country. I'm just waiting for God to bless me and give me all the money and the budget to work with. That's it. Once I get that, I'll be in every city and every state across the nation. I'll come back here when I choose to celebrate with my people. Come here to celebrate with my people. I have to get in touch with that side of me. For real, I'm half Mexican. Real talk. I love enchiladas, burritos, tacos. That's why you see that's all I eat. Real talk. But yeah, oh, pothole. See right there, that's the look too slick, too legit to quit. Right? I'm like mystical. I don't fall when I trip, boy. All them city funds the mayor and all them have that don't belong to them, they could be spending fixing these potholes. This is my job. My job is to show up and point out what you're doing wrong. Literally, what I do. I go eat something, pull up. Oh, you're doing this wrong, 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 wrong. And they're like, "Who are you?" I'm Batman. That's my job. That's pretty much what I do. Outside, other than being a whole enforcer in the street and being the mob and defeating the cartel and every gang and all that. But like I said, we don't talk about that part much. Yeah, get it right. So, like I said, you know, we right are very powerful. We've reached a whole plateau. All I need is financial support. Where's everybody at? Bree, you still in here? Susie Q, are you still in here? Susie Q, where you been at, Susie Q? Where you run to, Susie Q? Susie Q, Susie Q, Susie Q, Susie Q. I don't even know where Trina's at. I ain't heard nothing in a little while. She was saying she wasn't feeling well. And then Christina, I haven't heard from at all, and I'm worried about her. So I don't know what's going on. But like I said, I think it's kind of nice that we're getting, more people and more women around, this and what we're building. I mean, like I said, that's what you need. I don't care what anyone says, that's what you need. And I'm trying to build a modeling agency. So I'm just telling the truth. I said that. I said, man, I want a whole bunch of good looking women around me. Real talk. And that's what I want to work with. What the hell else am I interested in? I don't talk to dudes too much. I'm just saying. It's not really my thing. You know? Like, what are we going to talk about? Football? That's boring to me. I was never that dude that was like, yeah, I want to go have a drink with the guys and go to Buffalo Wild Wings and watch football. Like, I go to Buffalo Wild Wings because I love their wings. They're building a new one. I can't wait. I want to go there. They're expensive as hell, though. I can't wait till they open that. I'll be there all the time. Real talk. Batman will sponsor that. They ought to sponsor me. I'll go in there. Now that I will do. That's awesome. They're building some new attractions down here. It's kind of cool. And I feel like that's God at work too. God is like, let me make, your home city more beautiful for you and give you more opportunity. I'm sure they're going to be done pretty quick too, right around the corner. Like, you know, I hope they open that, man. I can't wait for that. That's exactly what I want to do. But the problem is getting back. I'm going to need a ride. Well, I would love to watch like the games at night out there. Like that, I will do. But I'll do it with like one homeboy or whoever. Like I'm not saying I won't do that, but I'm just saying in general, if it wasn't for Buffalo Wild Wings, I wouldn't want to do that. Be around a bunch of dudes so we can watch football. That's boring as hell to me. That's all people do, the typical stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'll do it, but I don't know. You know, that's the thing. Like, people don't understand. Like, I used to have fake friends too. I used to have people around me. I've had plenty of friends down here. I've had plenty of girlfriends down here. Most of them were all fake. The dudes that used to cook for me and make me a meal and give me a steak on a plate, and I'd watch football right there. They'd give me a beer and a Coca-Cola, and I'd be good, gravy, you know, and drive me where I needed and help me out, or I'd drive to them, and we you know, be friends and kick it. You know what happened? When I sold that property and made over $100,000, or whatever move I made, or had over 300,000 in the bank, they found out. They started talking crazy, and I G checked them and let them know. In other words, I came up and I said, "Yeah, I just made 100 grand," and one of them was a truck driver, and he know who he is, and this was a long time ago, and he said he had the audacity and goal to tell me. He said, "Yeah, I just did too." That's so annoying. You're gonna hear it loud as hell for a minute. And when he said that, I'm like, "Oh, you did too?" I'm like, "Oh, okay. How?" Because that's what I'm saying. When somebody responds like that, that's low key trying to pretend you can compete. You understand? That's not a statement. You're not talking to me. You're not my friend. You're jelly. And that's the truth. Do you get what I'm saying? So I just sensed, because I got a gift with intuition. I checked him right there. I said, like, "Bro, we done talking." And then I said, "What's up?" Like, you can go ahead and scram. That's how quick it happens with me. I don't care who it is. You know what I mean? Like, you got to watch how you talk to me. And it doesn't mean walk on eggshells. It just means I can see what you're saying without saying it. You know what I mean? I can detect. I don't just be tripping for no reason at all. But you can see. And I was right. He was jelly as hell. Jelly as hell. That's what I'm saying. He said, "I just did too." I said, "How?" He said, "Oh, well, I'm driving trucks." Right. That's not making 100,000. Okay, let's equate. I just made 100 bands straight to the bank. And you talking about I'm driving trucks. And he's talking about I eat steak every day. What does that have to do with what you're saying? You're literally telling me that you're jelly. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what folks do. That's why I say, okay, no problem. I'll go my own direction. You go ahead and go on about your business, you know, and I tell them straight up, "What's up?" You know what I mean? Oh, nah. Like, that's what folks think. Oh, you're supposed to sit there and it's supposed to be all good. It ain't all good. That's weird. Like, that's not something you tolerate at all. What are you talking about? Y'all know what's up. People know what's up, man. People know what's up with me. That's what I'm saying. Like, people all know down here. I already stood up to everybody, bro. People know about me. I'm not these other dudes. I'm not gonna sit here and play games. I'm not. You understand? That's why I said, like, the minute you go against me, no problem. I just go straight to work, get busy. You know what I mean? And I'm with God. You go against me, you go against God, you're gonna lose. And that's what comes with being the real mobster and the real gangster and a businessman. That's what comes with the territory. That's what comes with standing up to everybody. I already defeated them. They all scared of me. They ain't got nothing for me. That's what people don't get. You roll with me, you in the winner's circle, you good. Ain't nobody gonna bother you. Nobody, because they all terrified. That's who I am. Real talk. Not joking. Other people talk it. I live it. That's why it's funny, because, like, you put me around different people. That's what they do down here. They try to perpetrate. They'll start talking, running their mouth, because they want to be you. Yeah, you want to be a gangster, but you're not. You see what I'm saying? And that don't mean I gotta have my guard up or act some way for you. Like, I'm a normal person. You get what I'm saying? It's the game. That's how it is. Told you, what do? They send a new agent to act like he tough every what, couple of weeks, once a month. That's what they've been doing. They all lost. Ask about me. I got folks sending actual agents even across state lines. That's a felony across state lines. I got whole organizations that I come up against and shut down. People know me. My name ring bells. So that's what I'm saying. Like, in other words, what he was saying, I proved it wrong real quick. So you didn't make 100 bands. So why would you say that? If I tell you, "Hey, yo, I just made 100 racks, 100 bands," you don't say, "Yeah, me too." That's you being jelly. You say, "Yo, bro, congratulations. I'm super happy for you." That's what I would tell someone. I ain't gonna be jelly. And of course, if you were smart and you really meant it, that would be good too, because then that person will want to help you. These are people I wanted to help. I would have put you on. I might have given you free money. Here's $1,000. You need 1,000. You want to talk business now? Instead, you want to act like you can compete when you're nowhere close. You're broke. Ain't got nothing. That's reality. Like I said, I may have spent more money than the entire government combined. Quit talking to me about money. That stuff is funny as hell. That's why I went through everything I went through, because I was too rich and too young, and people were jelly out here and everywhere. And I stood up to everybody and I won. And now y'all got to deal with that. Feel me? That's what it is, cuzzy. So yeah, like I said, I appreciate everybody coming to the show. Like I said, y'all want to get in touch with me, let me know in the chat how, right? Try to give me a little bit of warning and we can talk. You know what I mean? Like I said, and we're going to, do business too, talk business. We just got to expand. We need everybody supporting financially. Like I said, you got a Cash App, you got a PayPal, and you got a Venmo. And y'all can hand me cash in person, whoever. All right? Yes, dogs are loyal. I think cats are the most loyal ever, though. I love cats. I think cats are really guardians. That's what they say they are. Guardians of Egypt. But like I said, I appreciate you, Ace, truly. More than anything, thank you. I appreciate you, Bree. I appreciate you, Susie. I appreciate everybody that came through. Hopefully everybody else is good and doing well. And just let me know. You know what I mean? Everybody holler at me, let me know what's going on, all right? I'm gonna get going for now. Maybe we'll do another live a little later. We'll see how I feel. Like I said, I'm really going through some stuff right now. So, just hopefully I'll be all right. You know what I mean? God is real. All right. It's nothing but love. Like I said, holla at me. We'll talk. And that's about it, man. I appreciate y'all. All right. We'll do another one. Thank you. But just please support financially, man. When we do these shows, please try to super chat, contribute. When we do vertical lives, try to send gifts and super chats. That's all I can ask. All right. We're going to keep on making it do what it do and winning. All right. I'll be back. Much love.